Hi friends, today we are going to create our notes for modeling place value. You are going to be using your blue folder that we labeled math. All right, and we are going to be working on page 1. This is our first page in our math notebook. So we want to go ahead and number our page 1. All right, and we are going to title this page Modeling Place Value. Modeling Place Value. All right. And as always, when we are doing notes through a link on a YouTube video, if I go a little bit too fast, you are welcome to pause and catch up, okay? All right, we are going to begin by doing a big rectangle so that we can block off our page and get everything we want to get into our page in. My rectangle is not perfect, and that is okay. Yours doesn't have to be perfect either. All right, so we want a big rectangle, and we're going to kind of go in half. Cut our paper in half. Ooh, I left a little bit too much down there at the bottom, didn't I? That's all right, though. All right, then at the top, we are going to do a line in half right here, but not at the bottom right now. Okay? All right, hang with me. So we're going to do a line all the way across. We're going to cut that top part in half. So a big plus sign on the top half. Okay? And right here, we are going to go ahead and write the definition of place value. Now, I will tell you that once you start doing the lesson today, you will find that all of the information that's going on this page comes directly from your note or from your lesson in Schools PLP. All right, so the definition of place value is the value of a digit depending on its place in a number. All right, so place value is the value of a digit depending on its place in a number. And feel free to pause if you need to have a little extra time. All right. Our next definition that we're going to put is for base 10 blocks. Base 10 blocks. And you may not recognize that phrase, but you're going to know exactly what these are once we get started in our notes. All right. So these are blocks used to create physical representations, physical representations, that needs to be an S right there, of numbers. Right? Blocks used to create physical representations of numbers. All right? And that's the only two definitions we have. All right? So now we're going to move over to this side. All right? And the first thing that I want you to do is cut this top block in half this way. And then you're going to cut the bottom block in half this way. Got that? And then you're going to put 2 lines on this side. 1 2. All right. And we are going to start here. We're going to name the actual base 10 blocks. We're going to start with a unit. A unit is just a small cube. And let's write the word value over here, because the value of one of those small cubes is a unit. It is 1. The value is 1. So when you see one of these tiny squares, that means 1. So if you have 4 tiny squares, the value of all 4 of those together is 4. Okay? The next base 10 block that we have is called a rod. And a rod is a tall, skinny stick. And rods are worth 10 each. All right. The next one is called a flat. And I have actual blocks in the classroom that I can share with you during our live time if you're having trouble visualizing what these are. All right, the flat is going to be like a bigger square. Like the unit is one tiny one, and then a flat is going to be a bigger square. And flats are worth 100. And again, I promise this will make more sense once you look through the lesson. All right, and then the last one we're going to put down is a cube. And this is one of my favorite ones to draw. I'm going to go kind of slow so you can see how I draw it. Okay, you're going to draw a square. And then you're going to draw another square on top of it, kind of diagonal. All right, you're going to draw a line between those top 2 corners. You're going to draw a line right here. You're going to draw a line here. And draw a line here. See how that makes it kind of look 3D? I think that's really cool. And cubes are worth 1,000 each. All right. All right, and then down here, we are going to, you don't necessarily have to cut it in half, but it can be close, however you want to do it. Let's go here. And then we're going to cut that in the middle, so you can actually just go straight down right there. And then we're going to cut the right side in half. And we're going to cut the left side in half. And this bottom part, we're actually going to make a place value chart. And in our place value chart, all the way over to the right is our ones place. The next place is our tens place. This is our hundreds place. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a comma right here, because when we get to the thousands, you have a comma there. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that in there just because it's something that we don't always remember. Sometimes we forget that. But this place is the thousands place. All right, and we're going to draw in those base 10 blocks based on their place value. So the ones is going to be that little unit. Your tens place is going to be a rod. hundreds are represented by, they call it a flat, and thousands are represented by the cubes. All right, and we'll draw that cube together again. Remember, you need a square, and then you want a square on top. And we're going to connect these two lines. I say lines, these two edges. We're going to connect those two edges. These two edges are corners. And then those two edges and corners to make a cube. Okay? So get those notes down, and once you have those notes down, you will go to the next slide in your Google Slides, and you will start in your school's PLP lesson. And all of these things you are going to see and hear about, and you're going to be able to practice with. So these are going to make lots more sense once you have looked through the lesson. All right? So there we go. Page 1 in your math notebook.